Hello, good evening everyone.
Keys on the door again.
You see, I've got it. Come on, let's not start a row, even though that's what the show's about.
Oh, no anger just yet.
Good evening everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Really? Oh my
I know.
gosh, it feels weird.
It feels like Love Island Extra. Do you know that? Do you know that sort of... Yeah,
Shall I pause this?
yeah, pause that down, yeah. It feels like that sort of thing of, you know, they've done a Wednesday.
Oh God.
They've done a Wednesday. It does feel...
Have we got the right day?
Do you know what it feels
Are we
like?
early?
It feels, because I obviously, when I put this in as Wednesday,
Yeah.
I did worry that we were going to get, you know, like you get with like Coronation Street,
Yes.
when they move it and they go, bloody football. They bloody moved it for the football. They bloody moved it for the football. What, a couple of millionaires kicking it. I want to know what's happening in Roy's Rolls. I want to know. But we've had no anger.
No anger.
Even though that's what this show's about.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some silent anger. Maybe there is.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's obviously people like the live show. They like to tune in. But
Yeah.
catch up just means don't matter, does it?
It don't matter, because
Don't matter.
if you're watching it now, great. If you watch it...
If this is Thursday night, hello.
Yeah,
Thursday
it doesn't
night.
matter, does
No,
it?
don't
Could be
matter.
Monday night, could be
Yeah.
any night.
Yeah.
You could be watching this when we're dead, which would be weird.
Oh, keep
Sorry,
it,
that's
right?
gone morbid, hasn't it? Next week's show's about death.
You normally tell me to keep it.
I know,
right?
I'm sorry. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Woo.
Gemma's here with new hair. Come on. Jesus, how many times can she not get this song? Gemma's here with new hair.
Yes. Woo!
And here we are. Good evening, self-isolators. Good evening, no homeschoolers.
Oh, no homeschool.
Good evening, second waivers.
Second waivers.
Maybe. I
hope not.
People in Leicester. Good evening, lockdown. Good
Leicester.
evening, Oldham. If there's
Yeah.
anyone in Oldham.
Are they locked down?
Lock him back down again,
Oh.
man. Terrible. It's like, don't worry, week 20, we're going to keep going until everyone's
I don't
out.
watch the news.
I know. You don't play that well either.
No, I just paused for that.
You're certainly not practicing. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Shed Show. Week 20. Let's do it. 20. 20. On a Thursday night. Oh, I knew this would
I
happen.
knew you'd do that.
I've got... Right.
Right, are you
Someone
ready?
warn me. Let's do it.
I did it right.
I know, it's my fault. Go on.
Okay.
8:15 on a Wednesday night, and I grab my drink and I feel alright. Ain't got nowhere else to go, so I'm going to the Shed Show. Shed Show. Yeah. Shed Show. Shed Show. Let's go. 24 hours
Now, do
early.
you know Let's Go wasn't in the original lyrics, but I
just
can't do it
feels
without
right.
saying Let's Go
It's
now.
Kevin Shepherd who came up with that. He spitballed it, and now he wants royalties. You're not having them, mate.
And isn't it good that we can actually change the day of the week?
It doesn't
Song-
matter.
Song stays the
The
same?
song says that's the genius of the song that
Yeah,
Gemma did
that
in
I
3
wrote,
minutes.
that I wrote.
Do you know what's weird though? Is we might be having people tonight who's never seen us before, and they'll be like, "What's
Well,
this about?"
Wednesday's fine.
Wednesday's fine.
Wednesday's
Welcome
fine.
Wednesday, people. Someone might have hot yoga on a Thursday
Well, yeah.
via
They
Zoom
might
or
be
something.
like, God, it's freed up me hot yoga.
And now, well, you're here. Welcome to the
Welcome.
show. Good evening, everybody.
Good
Gemma's here.
evening.
She's on the feed, monitoring the
going
feed.
on
Are you
the
going to monitor the
feed.
feed? Give a
See
shout
you
out to Jem.
later.
See you in
See
a
you
bit, Jem
later.
Bob. See you in a bit. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are in week 20 of this whole thing we've been doing. And this show is all about anger, right? Now, I've noticed, Gemma, to start the show off, the reason why I think there's a lot of anger about. There's a lot of residual anger, love. There's anti-mask protests. There's also travel restrictions to Spain now. If you come back, you've
people
got
are
to
seriously
isolate.
angry
There's some
about
people
that.
on. Do you know what did make me laugh though?
Go on.
I saw an interview with someone on 5 Live. Well, I listened to it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
5 Live, and he just went, right, enough is enough, right? Let's just get on with our lives now, right? Do you know what I love about that?
Go on.
Is he said it like he was being put through to the department of the coronavirus. Do you know what I mean? Like, he'd been put through, right, listen, I want to speak to the manager. Right, listen, this virus, right? You've had your fun these past few months. We've all been a bit scared. But I've got a deposit on 2 weeks in Mallorca here at a bloody villa. The whole family's coming. Sort it, pack it in. I'll pack it in. There is a lot of anger about, Gemma. There's a lot of anger. So to start the show, a bit of a light touch, I thought
please.
we would play a game of our new feature, Channel 5 documentary True or False.
Brilliant!
We haven't got a
I've got a
jingle.
jingle.
Have you
I've
got a jingle?
Back up again.
Go on, let's have a jingle for it
Is
then.
it true or false? Is it true or false? Is it true or false?
They are the same. It's the same jingle. That came keen.
Oh, sorry.
Every
It
time.
It just came.
This is evidence.
It just came to me then.
Well, incredible.
Oh.
Right,
sorry.
I mean, I actually, because this show's been angry, I've been trying to sort of chide Gemma all day. I've left pubes on the sink. I've done all sorts of it. I said to her, "Are you ready for the shed show?" And she had like a hair. I said, "Oh, that looks quite good. Is that her character?" "No, that's her genuine hair." I made a mistake there. So I've been trying to sort of chide her, but it's not worked.
Right,
So here we are, right? What I'm going to say is that the Channel 5 documentaries, right, Gemma, this game is basically, I'm going to read out some names of documentaries that have possibly or possibly not been on Channel 5.
Right.
Gemma has to guess true or false. Okay.
Oh, do I need to come back up then?
Well, it'd be nice to see your face. Otherwise, it's just a voice from the carpet, isn't it, love? A voice from the carpet. Here we go. Right.
Julia just said, that jingle sounds familiar.
Yeah, they all sound familiar, Julia. It's what we do. We do one jingle. It sticks in your head. It's an earworm, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Right.
Right. Hit me.
My Granny the Escort. True or false?
Oh, true.
True.
I
Absolutely
knew
true.
that one.
You've
I've
seen
not
that one.
watched it. No, I didn't
Yeah,
see it, but
we
that
didn't see
just sounded true.
I pulled out my kidney. True or false?
Somebody's been having fun, Chris.
Yeah, I love
That's
these.
got to be false.
It's false.
Right.
Kidnapped by my dentist. True or false?
Now, it's ones like that I'm never sure
Yeah.
on.
Clever Scotty, tricking Gemma.
I'm going to go true.
It's false.
Oh.
The man with the 10-stone testicles.
Oh, God, I know this is true because I made
Because you married him.
No, because I made you turn it
I
off
know,
because it
it's
made
so
me
sad.
want to vomit.
It was so... Oh, it didn't make me the poor lad. Do you know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
horrible. I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
had great
Let's keep it
sympathy.
light, though, eh?
Yeah, but it was just horrible.
And finally, the world's biggest ear.
Again, that sounds like it could be true.
What do you think? True or
True.
false? It's false.
Oh,
And that was a game
I'm
of
getting no better
Channel
at that.
5
Yeah.
documentary,
Thanks a
true
lot,
or false.
thank you.
A little bit of fun for us on the shed on a Wednesday. So,
Oh, God!
what's up?
I forgot to print off Lynn Hill's certificate.
Oh, well, you
She
can...
says she's angry.
She's angry.
Yeah.
That's the point, Lynn. What we've decided to do,
Right,
Lynn...
Lynn, next week it'll be a posthumous.
It was for a Guinness Book of World Records. We'll do it next week, Lynn, when it has no relevance, love.
I knew there was one.
I
You
know.
see, if I don't-
Send an angry
if I
emoji,
don't-
Lynn.
Yeah, if I don't write it down,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah,
oh,
well, yeah.
God.
Right, so what I want to say as well,
Right.
Gemma, we're going to round up the topical news.
Yes.
Big news this week, there's been an obesity thing. There's a big focus on
Oh,
obesity.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson has said that he's going to lose weight after his brush with death.
Oh,
Right?
God.
With contracted COVID. This reminds me of your mate who went travelling to India on a gap year and then came back and thinks he's the Dalai Lama. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to change the way I live, Scott. There's just too much poverty in the world. I'm going to make a difference. Shut up, mate, and have a burger. Do you know what I mean? We know who you really are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The government said they're now doing an obesity drive, Gem. Surely that should be an obesity walk.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Or an
one
obesity
word.
shuttle run.
Yeah.
Something like
Or
that.
cycle.
Obesity cycle.
Yeah.
Why not? It is the thing, right? Last week, they were giving out vouchers for cheap pizza.
Oh,
This
what?
week, you've got to lose weight, right? So just make your minds up, guys, right? Because
Right.
are we saving the economy or are we saving calories? What are we doing here, right? Because the only thing
Make
is,
your mind up.
well, the only thing they've been consistent with is their inconsistency. That's genius, really. I mean, I think what they mean, Jem, is we can go to Pizza Express,
Yeah.
but we've got to run there.
Yeah.
That's the
Have a
go.
run
They said lose £5
Yeah.
and save the NHS 100 million, right?
Right.
Well, that's an issue for me because I've made a deal with Nando's that I'm going to spend £5 3 times a week. So you're way too late on this. And is another
my
symptom?
God.
Is this another symptom of the nanny state, Gemma?
Well,
Is that what
quite
it is?
possibly.
Do you know, like, I mean, the government telling us what to do? Do you know, I think we're about 2 weeks away from Matt Hancock flipping out a nipple and actually breastfeeding us. I think we are. It's pathetic,
Now,
really.
that is an image
It's
that's going to haunt
Seared on
me.
your
Yeah,
brain. That.
that's
Come on, little bit
horrible.
there for you, Scott.
Oh,
The
God.
other thing, right, is the cost of food is some
Yes.
of the problems, right? Because the cost of food is a big issue. On Twitter today, Gemma, there was a row, a public
Yeah.
row, and I'm going to tell you about it, right? It was interesting. Someone put, until fruit and veg cost less than chips,
Yeah.
you cannot expect struggling households to eat healthy. Now, right, what the reply came from Annis Tipther Rees Mogg. Now, as soon as she replied, right, she said, Tesco, 1 kilogram potatoes, 83p. 950 grams, own brand chips, £1.35. Now, she might be factually accurate, right?
Right.
However, read the room, love. Do you know what I mean? You are the daughter of an actual baron
Yeah.
lecturing a housewife in Wigan about some chips, right? Just have a think about
Yeah.
food poverty there. That is like Kim Jong-un, right? Chairing a conference on world peace.
Yeah.
It really is. You have got you're out your
Yeah.
element here. You have got no room
Why
here.
don't they ever think
Why don't they think? Because they're completely they understand the price of chips, but they don't understand poverty. That's what it is, right?
That's
I could just see her with Jacob, right, looking through the internet like that, Jem. I don't know what these paupers are complaining about. I mean, just get the cook to do the peeling. I mean, I'm surprised she knew what chips were. She probably had to Google them, Jem. And I bet I say Google. I think the Rees-Moggs are still the only family in Britain who ask Jeeves.
Very good.
Quite literally ask Jeeves. You know what I mean? But
good.
what are these chips here, darling? That the scum love so much. Do they mean gratin dauphinoise? Are they gratin dauphinoise? Just search peasant food, darling. They bloody love that peasant food. She's forgetting, of course, you have to cook the potatoes, Jem.
Oh,
So or maybe she thinks we're so poor we have to eat them raw with the only 3 teeth we've got left in our heads. Do you know, sat there like filthy street urchins in the gutter chewing on a King Edward, Jem, like that, just go, and begging for change. Do you know what the problem is, love? Do you know what the problem is? It's time and it's preparation, right? Some people out there are working 40 hours a week. Not me, I'm a comedian. But Gemma is. And you've got kids to look after, Jem. You know, you're not around all day, laid out on a chaise longue, right, planning your next skiing holiday. Are you? You've got stuff to do. Listen, what I'm going to say is, regardless of class, right, we do have to make some small changes. Everyone has to make a small change.
Well, I think we all
accept that, right?
Yes.
Even the Rees-Moggs have made changes, Jen.
Yes,
I've heard they've switched to low-fat duck liver pate. So they're doing their bit. Do you know where the problem started?
Go on.
Home economics being removed from schools.
Oh, home ec.
Home economics
It's a
being
little bit
removed from
home
schools.
ec.
That's what the problem was, right? Because it used to be home economics, like that was how kids learned how to cook and learn about food.
Yes.
You know, and if we all let children at school do home economics, then I think we would lose weight.
Can you believe we used to
I think that would. Do you know why we'd lose weight?
Go on.
Because none of them wash their hands, and we'd all end up with food poisoning. That's why, right?
Oh,
But
God.
what were you saying about your home ec?
Nobody used to eat the stuff you used to bring home, did they?
No, it was grey. Some of
Oh,
it. Some of it
God,
was
it was
grey. Do you know what I mean? It was
absolutely
awful, right?
Absolutely.
But
grim.
I mean, processed food dominates our lives now, right? It does. Like all future diets have been planned by the big multinationals. That's the problem, right? Just this week, KFC have announced they've invented, right,
Go on.
3D printed chicken nuggets.
Oh my God!
Now I will give it.
What?
I will give it about 6
What the
months.
hell is that?
Well, I will give it about 6 months until that machine is out of order more often than the McDonald's milkshake machine. It really will be, right? You can be some just going, we've run out of chicken cartridges, mate. Like they're on about like using a suitable, like it's a meat substitute, right? And it's called cultured chicken hybrid, which I think is like
When
normal.
I hear the word hybrid, I'm really.
It's
not
never a good
happy.
word, is it?
No.
I think cultured chicken hybrid is like normal chicken, but it's been to the opera. I think that's what it is, right? It's basically Kentucky fake chicken. That's what it is. Kentucky fake chicken, right? And it's made from the Colonel's secret recipe, which is just sold to Hewlett Packard. I'm thinking, right? Right, it's made from chicken cells and plant extracts. Now I don't know how they're getting them off the chicken. I think they might ask it to do a little tongue scrape off some little chicken tongue.
That is absolutely grim.
I've had mixed responses to this idea. The best thing is the people who are caring now about where their chicken nuggets come from. I mean, I think that's wonderful. Like all of a sudden, that's a big issue, right?
Yeah.
Are we all right, by the way?
Yes, we are.
People good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's a chicken nugget. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like I want my chicken nuggets to be natural. I want them to be natural. I mean, what, the finest chicken breast blown off a rancid carcass and then passed through a metal grinder and coated in breadcrumbs and deep fried? Just like Mama used to make. This might become commonplace in other foods. You know what I mean? Like I'm starving. Do you know what I mean? It's your turn to print tonight, love. Go on. Right. Right. So are we okay?
We're
all right. People happy? Yeah. Right. Okay. Good. Do you know? The other thing is right. I know when you have to do something about your diet, Gemma. It's when you spot your own waistline on one of those news reports about obesity.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're watching the news and you see someone walking down the high street, they're filming from the waist up, and you're walking round and you go, hang on a minute, that's my shirt, that.
Yes.
That's my shirt, that.
I
recognise that shirt. And at that point, that's when you think, I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not just food. Exercise doctors are prescribing cycles. Bicycles, they're going to prescribe bicycles.
Yeah, it's a bite, love.
That's going to be a bit odd. That is going to be a bit odd when they're prescribing bicycles. I mean, here you are, Mr. Bennett. You know, it's a rally mongoose. It's to be taken twice a day, Gemma, between meals. Don't choke on the brake cables, okay? I mean, Surely the last thing the NHS need is to give me 2 more tyres. Do you know what I mean?
God.
I don't need any more help with that, you know. The NHS is underfunded. Now they're going to have to shell out for a load of bikes. Do you know what I mean? I'm so sorry, Mrs. Smith. We can't sort out your hip.
Yeah.
I've used that money to buy a mountain bike for a fat man in Doncaster. I'm so sorry. But he really appreciates it. The other thing is, right, the NHS versus private is going to be interesting because you're going to have the difference in bicycles. You're going to spend the first 6 months on an NHS waiting list for your bike. Yeah. Right, you'll be just stood outside Alfred's with a D-lock, just waiting, right? They'll not be top of the range either. I remember the NHS glasses, Gemma. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They were embarrassing. You know what I mean? Everyone looked like Jarvis Cocker, even the girls. You know, it's going to be no different with these bikes. There's going to be you'll be biking, right? Yeah. And like someone will come flying past. Yeah. They'll come flying past on like a private bike. Do you know what I mean? Like their own personal cycle lane, Gem. Carbon fibre beast with Booper written on the back in the Lycra. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're on like a second-hand penny farthing. Do you know what I mean? With a buckled wheel and an helmet that 3 sizes are too small, just teeter on top of your head, you know. The other thing is, right, of course, more cycling means more people in Lycra, right? Which is, and I don't think we're ready for that.
No,
I really don't. Because these
not.
people are everywhere now, right? They always look like they've just come straight from the velodrome. Do you know these people? There's weird streamlined helmets on, which looks like the head's been put through a pencil sharpener.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And then they ruin the helmet by sticking on a massive periscope. A big camera on top, do you know what I mean? So they can watch it back at work, you know. And they've always got these gadgets hanging off them, GPS, heart rate monitors, like LED lights. They look like they've ridden through an Amazon warehouse covered in glue and just took it all with them. And you see 16 of them. It's like a light-wearing Terminator, do you know? You see,
and a padded bum. You have to have
padded bums. I mean,
they look like a baboon's bottom.
Well, they also you see 16 of them blocking the entire road. Yeah. And you can't get, and they wave you round. They're going, come on, into this hairpin bend, mate. Certain death. Yeah. Certain death. Come on. Do you know, I'm not going to chance it, mate. There's always one at the back who's a bit out of shape, and that would be me. Like Lycra pulled tight, look like a shrink-wrapped chicken breast. Look. And they always make them weird shoes that they get off the bike, and you just hear them coming like out of work tap dancers, out of work tap dancers, you know.
God.
So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I think that they're trying to get us to do biking, but the thing is, it's dangerous. Is biking? They want to create a golden age of cycling. I think what's stopping that is the golden age of motoring. That's what the problem is, right? Because
I think you've got a point there.
It's too dangerous. Riding a bike through a city centre in the UK is a bit like taking a lilo down Niagara Falls. It really, the infrastructure's done so badly in the UK. There's no joined up thinking. Look at Holland. It's built round bikes. That city. In the UK, so we're just bung. You just get some bloke in the council just going, "Oh, stick a cycle lane there. Up another one there. Just bung another one there, mate." Yeah. You've got cycle lanes that just lead you straight into the path of the 36 bus. Just smack. Yeah. Just cycling, but some of them just stop and just go, all the best, you're on your own. Go on. I mean, the government, right, they're offering £50 vouchers to get your bike repaired, Jem. Now,
I saw this.
Yeah, I'm going to do this. Do you know what I'm going to do?
Your bike doesn't need repairing.
No, it doesn't, but I'm going to go to Alpha's and I'm going to spend 50 quid on Disney princess transfers and some unicorn tassels for my handlebars. Lovely little basket.
Can I get a basket?
You get a little basket on the front.
Would that be technically included?
That would be included. Do you know what we're going to do then, Jem?
Go on.
I'm going to catch up with the Lycra wearing people out the velodrome. Yeah. I'm going to overtake them with a little bell. With a little Paw Patrol bell.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding. Come on.
You can buy yourself some baboon shorts.
Baboon shorts as well.
Yes.
But the thing is, the other thing what they've said is no junk food adverts after 9, right? Yeah. That's not the problem, not the junk food. No. We need to be not putting on MasterChef and Bake Off. After I've had my tea, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because that's straight in time for pudding.
Starving.
That makes me angry. Because it's straight in time for pudding.
Do you know? Angry.
Because also as well, you've had your dinner and now you're watching, Gemma. You're watching someone slowly eat a chocolate fondant.
Oh.
Up to the camera like that, just going like that, Gemma.
It is though. It's so like
moist.
torture.
It's like getting a lap dance.
Porn.
It's like getting a lap dance off a Victoria sponge. I don't want it, mate. Like they said, right, this is the thing, right? Keeping fit and dieting, man, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. It's so difficult, isn't it? I'm not fat, but I need to lose a few pounds. I'm a bit chunky, and I've got some dumbbells, Gemma, and I've used them. I've lifted them once, and that was to move them out the way to get to the barbecue. And I don't like gyms. I find them infuriating, right? Last time I joined one once, Gemma, before I knew you, and all it is just big men.
Yeah.
Big angry men on steroids. Angry men. And one was stood, like, he was bench pressing, and he was stood over him, Jem, call it spotting. And he was like in the shadow of his testicular region, right? So he was like underneath, it was like a human gazebo over his head like that. And he was like going, "You're looking good, mate. You're looking good. Feel the burn, mate. Feel the burn." And I was watching him sort of bending down like that, and I'm thinking, mate, you're 30 now. You're about 20 years away from suffocating him with your own ball sack. I mean, just dropping it on his face. I think the problem is I don't like any form of exercise, right? I don't like running. I go through the same stages every time.
You do it though.
I know, but it's always the thought of it. Yeah. It's like the same thought processes, same stages as grief. I've got denial. I don't need to go. Depression. I should have gone. Yeah. Acceptance. I'm never going to go, am I? And anger. I hate myself. Right? And sometimes I change into my kit, Gem, and I just walk about, do the laundry, do the dishwasher.
Oh God,
just trying to think. Well, at least it thinks I'm running.
Yeah.
It thinks I'm running. And the other thing is, I'll talk myself out of it. Like I'll be like, I'll get up in the morning. I think I'm going to go. 15 minutes later, I'm in my dressing gown with a spatula, doing a rain dance by the trampoline. Just going, come on. I felt 2 spots. Yeah. I'm not going. I'll go late.
Fair weather runner.
Running fashion is as bad as cycling fashion. It's bad as it because do you know what I mean? You've got a high-vis top on, headband, iPod on the arm. I look like a wheezing gritter, just running along. And I always need a poo, man. I always need a poo when I run. And why am I surprised? My internal organs have been smashed together. Do you know what I mean? It's like that coffee and muffin I've had for breakfast is fast-tracked through my system faster than an Etonian at an investment bank. That is how fast. Just comes straight out, man. Here we go, right? One thing I would say, Gemma, is they try and make it easy for you. You've got running buggies. They were very popular. We had one, didn't we?
We did have a running buggy.
And you always felt a bit smug when it, because you're running along, very middle class. You're like, I'm a modern dad and I'm a good parent. And I'm keeping fit and I have my child. It's tragic that even as a parent, you can't have any time away. You've got to drag your own DNA with you for a jog. And like a running buggy isn't a great look. It either is you're raising money for charity or you've stolen the kid. That's the only... That's the only thing.
The thing is, the kid usually looks quite miserable as well.
Absolutely miserable. Well, obviously the brake kept sticking on ours.
Can I just insert a bit of anger?
Go on.
Paul's watching, Paul McGeady, and he said, I can't believe I didn't mention this about Laura.
Yeah.
Laura, the running app voice.
Oh, God.
And he says, she makes me so angry. But I've heard a lot of people saying about Couch.
Really patronising.
Yeah,
Come on,
Couch
Paul.
to 5K. A lot of people have the Sarah Millican voice, don't they? Because it helps them, makes them sort of a bit more positive.
But I just like the idea of it. Come on, Paul. You've been a bit lazy today. Gemma, it's question of the week, my darling.
Oh, I'm up.
It's question of the week, my darling. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh dear.
Let's do it on your feet, my darling.
Oh, here
on
we
your
go,
feet.
everybody.
Everyone happy?
Are you ready?
Everyone happy?
Yeah.
Boom. This question of the week is all about anger. So, what makes us angry? Now, I've got a couple here, Gemma. I'm going to dip into the people's ones first.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Lowe, who's the sponsor of the show, Interlude Events. Thank you, Robert. He says things that make him angry is when people say the wrong thing, like bought instead of brought.
Yes!
I'm with you.
Rob, I am so with you on that.
I'm with you on specifically instead of specifically. That's
yes!
And people's misuse of literally make me want to kill them. People who have taken an age to pay fuel, they check the mirror a million times before buckling up and going.
Oh, that's such a good one. I hate that
even
as
though
well.
you're waiting. Mate, I tell you what, I've seen people having shaves.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, mate, come on, let's get the grooming done on the motorway where you can kill people. I'm not bothered. I want some fuel, my friend. He says, John Shaw, he says, what gets him angry is when people walk in front of your car when you've got to slow down for them.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Jaywalkers.
When they take like an eternity to cross the road and they haven't even got the right way
what can you think, John? When you're passing that old folks home, mate, they take bloody ages, don't you? He said, I've done a tally now. 99 people have done it, and the 100th one is getting run over. Well done, John. You seem genuinely angry. He said he lives in Swaddling Coat, so it'll be no great loss.
I told him that. I said we used to live in Swad.
Shell Oldham just said, I hate wire coat hangers. That's brief, that
Do you
one.
know what, though? I'm with her on that one as well.
Why?
Because they're useless.
They've not got any purchase, have they? They're just sort of weak.
Quite dangerous
They are quite dangerous. I know what she means there. Rachel Mary, she says her husband is the original Victor Meldrew. He rants at the telly. She's now, Gemma, she's banned the news. They watch The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I just can imagine him ranting at Marge. Look at her stupid hair. Look at her blue hair. It's ridiculous in this day and age. He said he was permanently angry about Brexit, and this year he's permanently angry about COVID. Well, at least you're moving through the alphabet, mate. I don't know what's going to be. Gemma, what's going to be angry about next year, beginning with D?
We should have thought this through. We should have thought of a funny D.
Duran reforming. There you go. She copes with anger by singing Let It Go from Frozen. And my friend goes into the downstairs loo. You want to combine those? Yeah. Go to the loo and sing Let It Go. It does work. She goes to the downstairs loo, and when her family are driving her mad, she quietly shouts through gritted teeth, "You're all twats." And then she comes out with a big smile on her face. I love that. I love that.
That's hilarious.
Go on. No, I was going to say, right, the other one is, she says Pet hates when drawers are left open, empty pots round the house, and her husband pretended to be a tree surgeon, and he can't do it. He's basically massacred the tree. I forgot to print it out, but it's appalling.
That's so
it's
true.
Appalling. Here the other thing is, Dawn Bailey, people who sound their horns when you stall your car at the lights.
Do you know what?
Time.
I don't like that aggression.
Yeah, the aggressive driving.
I am with
I know
you
what
on
you
that
mean
one.
there.
Yeah.
Holly Bennett, Ross's stock rotation on the supermarket shop.
Yes,
Because
right.
what he does is he puts old food on at the bottom. So it's just constantly the new stuff's going on top.
Yes.
He needs to. Do you know what that is? He's not had a Saturday job, Holly. He's never understood the importance of stock rotation.
Yeah, rotation, yes.
So what you're doing is you're just pushing mould to the bottom of your salad
what did I say to Holly about you?
What
have you done loads of times?
I don't know what's happened.
You open a new butter when there's an old butter
but
still going.
I've said to her, you know what the solution is?
That.
You know what the solution is? Don't order two at once. There you go.
God.
Don't confuse me when I've got enough on my plate. Mainly butter. We've got Catherine Hutchinson, NHS parking, that's obviously, and Michael Waterhouse. He doesn't like cold callers, but he's very nice to them. I think that's the problem,
good.
mate.
I'm a bit like that.
You're too nice to them, mate. That's the thing. You've got to be angry with them.
But they're just doing a job.
I know, but do you know what? Did I ever tell you about the time where I ignored a cold caller? And the windows were open, and he knocked on the door, and I was sat on the sofa, and I looked dead ahead. And Gemma, honestly, he looked through the window. The window's
so
here,
see you.
and I'm looking like that, and he's looking, and I can feel him looking, and he's going, and he's trying to, and I literally pretended he didn't exist. Can you believe that, people? And he just and bless him, he just sort of went.
That's really funny.
I just saw him sort of went to another window and then just drifted away. Yeah. I think he thought I was blind or something. I just sort of did. He was like going, mate, get the door, mate, the door, mate.
No,
just looking straight.
Happening.
I didn't even have the telly on. Just staring straight ahead. It's ridiculous.
Oh God.
Do you know, I've got some, I want to talk about anger, Gemma, briefly, right?
Yes, yeah.
Anger is necessary for survival, people. I've looked this up. It can help us fight and defend ourselves, which is very useful when you're outside that kebab shop at 2 a.m. in the early hours of the city centre. Because, Gemma seems very mild-mannered now, but you should see her after a few Jaeger bombs. Yeah, she's a monster. She doesn't even drop the kebab, do you, love?
No.
Things that really annoy me, Gemma. Do you want to know mine?
Go on.
Unrealistic TV adverts. Can I tell you one? Birdseye. Captain Birdseye. Right. This is what annoys me. There's one on at the moment, right? You go out on a boat.
Yeah.
Right? And he's sat there and he gives them all fish fingers. Right? And I'm thinking, you've gone out with the captain on his trawler.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not buying it, right? You don't eat fish fingers at the captain's table, right? This fishermen working 18-hour days, Gem, in treacherous conditions like that. Imagine that. They've worked all week, Gem.
Yeah.
They've got fresh fish in the net.
Yes!
In the net, they've got fresh fish. And the captain turns around and goes, "Here, lads, got you a bit of a treat." And he just puts out 5 fish fingers. I'd throw him overboard. For that. And while you're on the subject, Gemma, Aunt Bessie can piss off. Aunt Bessie, she's a liar. Do you know what Aunt Bessie is? She's a factory in an industrial estate in Hull. That's what Aunt Bessie is, Gem. You know, you must think we're stupid. We know you've never made a roastie in your life. She doesn't even exist.
Oh,
Right.
God.
Here, Gemma. Right,
God.
do you know the other one that annoys me? You'll like this.
Yeah.
Gourmet cat food.
Oh.
I've had enough of that. Right? I've not got pets, right? I've not got pets. However,
the cats are eating better than you.
the cats, you can't have a cat that's having a better diet than a human.
No.
I'm not accepting it, right? I saw an advert today, Gem, and
Yeah.
it said, choice cuts of succulent tender chicken and liver
Yeah.
served in rich gravy. Who's it for? Who are you saying that for? It's not the cat. The cat doesn't understand,
God.
Gem.
The cat don't care.
And the owner's
probably.
not eating it, are they?
No,
So you
no.
might as well just say cat food,
Yeah.
show the price.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
don't care, mate. You
Cat
could put
food
anything
price.
out. You
Yeah.
could put a dead budgie and then gnaw on it.
Oh,
Do you,
God.
do you know what? They serve it up on a plate, Gem,
Yeah.
with herbs and garnish, right?
Yeah.
Gem?
Yeah.
I wonder what the cat's thinking. There was a picture of a cat looking at a plate, and I bet he was thinking, she's put parsley on it again. What's that sprig of parsley? Do you know what I mean?
I don't want parsley on my cat food.
Why is she spending all this money? I'd be happy with the value stuff. When I'm eating this, Gemma,
Yeah.
this cat's thinking, when I've eaten this, I'm going to go and find another cat and sniff its arsehole. I'm not bothered. Do you know, this is 12, Gemma. I bet that cat's thinking, this is 12 quid a serving. No wonder she's single. She's spending all this money, she can't even go out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, God.
these cats, they're living the life of luxury, but they can't even put it on Instagram to brag about it, Gem.
Oh,
Do you know
God.
what? I tell you what, though, I bet those cats, they don't
Yeah.
bring birds back. Do you know what they bring?
Go on.
Swans. Bring a swan. Some celebs, this will
Oh,
shock you, Gemma.
God.
Some people are spending 750 quid a month on banquets for cats.
Oh,
That's
God.
not a
That's
pet. That is a crack
ridiculous.
addiction. Look, listen to this quote, Gem.
Go on.
My cats love these meals. I can't tell you how excited I am when I peel back the thin lid. They know it's gourmet. No, they know it's food. That's all they give a shit about. Gem, they've got caviar.
Yeah.
This is the menu. Caviar,
Yeah.
duck, pate, liver. There's some cats out there who've got gout, mate. That is... They're having the diets of retired colonels. Do you know what the cats do? Meow. Do you know what they say?
No, you're just bitter because you had your cat taken off
I
you.
did. I'm angry about that. Here's another one. I've got a lot of these. I've run out of time here, haven't I?
Oh, I've got a few down here as well when you got chance.
Oh God, we're running. Oh, I'm gonna carry on. Right,
Go on.
kids dominate your life. That annoys me. You can't watch TV anymore.
No.
Right? People ask you, have you seen?
TV's definitely not your
TV's
own.
not yours, right? Have you watched that documentary, mate? Unless it was on CBeebies,
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Do you know what I mean?
And that's a bit antiquated. It's Netflix. love.
Netflix now, but
Bloody
sometimes we put the kids to bed, and it's
Yeah.
15 minutes before we realise that we're still watching Peppa Pig. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like we're sat there just watching, just turn it off. And you don't have time for conversation because your
No.
kids talk continually.
Oh,
This is like
God.
relentless, like
They've
being
got, like, bloody
waterboarded.
verbal diarrhea.
It's like being- I swear those two we've got, Jem, could play
Yeah.
the didgeridoo because they're doing circular breathing, man. And it's like being in the car waiting to pull out at a busy junction.
Yeah, it
You can
is.
be patient and
Yeah.
wait for a gap, but at some point you've got to push in. Otherwise, these pricks will keep you there forever. They will. Like, do you know you've got
Oh,
to,
God.
Jem, haven't you? You've got to deliver your words
You have.
perfectly. Like the pressure, it's not a conversation. It's
Oh,
a
yeah, you
courtroom.
get a short window.
You've got to be like, yes, I do agree with that. Let's do this. Let's buy the new dishwasher. And they're just marauding over it. Here's the other one, Gemma. Meals out with friends.
Why? Why is that?
I love a
angry?
meal out with friend.
Right.
I'm just saying we need to establish the ground rules via text before we go.
What?
We need to know starters and mains or just mains. Who is drinking, who isn't, right?
Oh, God.
Gemma,
Go on.
are we splitting the bill? Are we paying for what we've ordered? Because I am not going to sit there all relaxed,
Yeah.
right? I'm taking one for the team by having a hunter's chicken and a half a shandy, and Dave next to me is ploughing through a lobster and champagne. And then he gets to the end and he says, that was fantastic. Are we splitting the bill? We're not splitting the bill, Dave. I'm not paying for your lavish... Oh, do you think you are? Henry the Eighth?
Oh, God.
Do you know the thing,
I
Gemma?
knew that might be yours.
That's annoying.
bloody
There's a
one.
lot of anger online. A
Oh.
company, right? Gemma, I saw it today. A company
Go on.
posted a product on Facebook,
Go
and
on.
people just pile in with the abuse. Like they just go, you angry,
Oh, God.
cancel, hashtag evil. And it's like, that's probably some kid on his work experience. Just, hi Callum, here's your first day. Well, you can do the social media. I know you're enjoying that sort of stuff. Why don't you do that? And he's put up a picture and he's just been battered
Oh,
for 12
God.
hours. And you're like, it's just some wet wipes, mate. Take a breather. It's
Oh,
just some
bloody
wet
hell.
wipes. The other one, there's so many. I've got so many. I've got so many. How many more shall I do here?
Well, I don't know. I'll just quickly interject there with one here.
Go on.
I can't see who put it now. Middle lane drivers. That is. Oh yeah, Vicky Mitchell. That is my absolute. You know I hate that one. I'm always like move over, and then somebody else was saying
she'll get up alongside him, Gemma, like that. What
And Lynn Hill said about all the people who bought loads of loo roll at the start of lockdown.
Oh,
I am with you on that one.
I'm sorry, that was me.
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't. You should have seen this shed. I'm joking. Do you know what I like, Gemma? Have you noticed how you mentioned cars there, Gemma?
Yes.
I want to mention road rage,
Oh,
right?
God.
Because everyone in a car feels like Ray Winston, don't they? And I've had many a road rage incident. Can I tell you one briefly?
Go on.
I was in a car, right, and obviously, and you don't do road rage if you're not in a car because it's just running alongside cars. You can do it in an NCP, just banging on windows.
Yeah.
I was in Liverpool, Gem, driving. Some guy cut me up in a BMW. Instead of leaving it, I flashed my lights, I beat me horn, I did more hand signals than a sign language interpreter. And I even did, Gemma, I did that one. Do you know that one?
Oh, you didn't.
Well done, mate. Took my hands off the wheel. Well
What
done,
the hell?
mate. The sarcastic clap. Well done,
Why did you do
dickhead.
that?
Because I really wanted to, and I thought, he's an idiot, right? And do you know what? You start to hate the person.
Yes.
You start to go, I just hate, look at him in his BMW. I hate his whole life. He's laughing at me in my poor man's Kia. Look at him. He's a company car. He doesn't even deserve it, Gem. You look at him, you're going, he's probably got a wife that he doesn't treat well. I bet he's having an affair. He's pathetic. He never sees his kids. Getting really angry. And I really got angry, Gemma. And then I saw ahead, the lights changed.
Oh, God, you idiot.
So I faced it then, and I knew I was going to draw up alongside him. I thought, I'm going to either have to put my foot down and risk...
Oh, what, in your Kia?
In the Kia. That ain't going to happen.
No.
And so I pulled up alongside him, right, Gem? Yeah. And I'll be honest, Gemma, a little bit of weak came out. I was so scared. and like... I slowly, do you know what? I tried to slowly roll up to the lights. But the guy behind me was sort of beeping, saying, hurry up. Do you know what I did, Gem? I tried to make myself look old and frail. I sort of went back like that, as if you're like in the Kia, like that. I put on an Alan Bennett audiobook, Gem, and I sort of just sunk down. I even thought about ripping, you know what I thought about doing? Ripping the steering wheel off and putting it on the other side and pretending I was French. Just go, I don't know, I've never been here. This is the driver isn't, I don't know what accent, that's Algerian. The driver, Jean-Pierre, he left the vehicle. Do you know what, Gem? He rolled down the window and he was massive. He looked like a man who could drown you in a bath for money. And he just put his head out like that and he called me a soft prick and drove off. And do you know what? I'll be honest, Gem, I'll be honest.
You got off lightly.
Fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. I got off lightly there. Love. We'll pause there. I've got a couple more to do.
Yeah.
But what should we do? I think have we got a special guest? I think we've got a special guest, people.
Have we?
I think we've got a special guest briefly. Who's come here? Where are you going, Gemma? This is seamless, isn't it? Let's just, come on, get yourself up. Oh, hello, welcome. Welcome to the show. Do you want a bit of space there? We've got a special guest.
Guten Abend.
Guten Abend.
My name is Karl Grossmann, and I am a German anger specialist. I have come to help you.
Wow. Well, you're already doing well because laughter's one of the main sort of ways of coping, isn't it?
I don't laugh. I find that I am a very serious person.
Oh dear, right.
And can you tell me where I am supposed to look?
You just got to look at this camera.
Why didn't you warn me about that?
All right, it's all right, mate. Just chill out.
Yes, okay, I can see now, but you should have told me where I needed to look.
It's just straight
at the
that
start
lens.
of the interview.
You can either look at me or look at the lens.
Right. Well, that was not a great start, but
okay. What are you here to tell us then?
Okay, so I have come to tell you some techniques.
Okay.
Ich habe several ways of calming yourself down.
Great, excellent.
And I find that the best way to do this is to count to 5, but in German. Can you count to 5 in German?
No.
Why haven't you
Eins,
practiced
zwei, drei, vier, fünf,
That's
sechs.
it. So okay.
Oh, I can.
So yeah.
I didn't know I could.
No, please don't interrupt me because
sorry,
Klaus.
Carl.
I can't remember what I was going to say now.
The camera there.
And
sorry.
Eins, zwei,
you seem a little tense.
drei, vier, fünf. Okay, it's okay now.
Okay,
I'm okay. I don't count to 10 because I find that I haven't got time to count to 10. I only have time to count to 5.
Okay.
And it's very hard for me to count to 10 because I'm always in a rush.
Can I just say, I looked at...
Don't interrupt me again. Sorry.
No, I was saying...
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they say breathe, don't they?
Yes.
Breathe.
Yes.
And they say breathe from the diaphragm, but the problem is...
What is the diaphragm?
Well, Carl, I haven't got one because I use a condom. So how do I breathe from that if I don't wear that?
Well, you must count to 5.
Okay,
always.
count to 5?
Yes.
Does yoga help, Carl?
No, yogi is not
Yogi.
good. And
Okay.
I don't find yogi helps me,
Well,
but I do find that I am always best if I have a bath.
oh, a bath.
A bath.
A bath.
A bath.
A bath.
A bath. You know what a bath is?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes, the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bath.
Not a shower, a bath.
Oh, a bath. A
Yeah,
bath.
a bath.
A bath.
A bath.
Okay, chill out.
1,
mate.
2,
Okay,
3,
right, okay.
4.
They say humour helps to diffuse anger. Now,
Yes, and the
but
Germans
not
are...
sarcasm. Not sarcasm. Proper
What's
humour.
sarcasm?
Sarcasm.
I find that the Germans have a very, very sound sense of humor.
Okay.
And I will tell you a small joke now.
Okay.
And this will help you if you feel angry.
Okay, let's hear
Okay?
it. Yes.
Also, ich würde sagen, what do you call a cat that has 3 legs?
I don't know. What do you call a cat that has 3 legs?
Meowskins.
Meowskins. Well, Meowskins. Well, Carl, it's been a pleasure. Is that?
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, Carl.
Okay, also stay calm.
And we'll...
Tschüss, auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you,
Danke.
Carl. Well, that was Carl. Carl from Germany, everybody, coming to us. No, and Germans, you wouldn't say they were, well, they are quite reserved, and they've done excellent with the anger there, haven't they, Gemma? You missed Carl, Gemma.
Oh, what a shame.
You missed him. He was so good. He gave us some really good advice.
Yeah,
He
good.
gave us some really good advice, mate.
Good.
Before we, I still don't understand his joke. Do you understand his joke? I mean, I'm a comedian, but I'm 3 legs. King, I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Gemma,
Right.
can I just give you 2 more things that annoy me?
Please.
I want to tell you 2 more things that annoy me, and then here we go. Right, I don't like customer service.
Yes.
That's too nice.
Oh.
I think there needs to be a middle ground.
Yes,
Like
I know what
awful
you mean.
service. If I walk into the bank and then he just goes and your face come to the till, and what's up? You still laughing about Klaus? Give us a little bit of a jingle. If you walk up to the thing, Gem, and someone goes, "Hi, mate, how are you today? Great to see you." Like at the bank, and he's like, "Got any plans for today?" I feel like going, "Mate, have a look on that screen at my
Yeah,
balance,
yeah.
and that will tell you what my plans are."
Yeah.
To go home and cry myself to sleep in my duvet. Do you know what I mean? Just stop being over friendly with me, mate.
Dear.
Here's the other one.
Yeah.
Delivery companies.
Yeah.
This is annoying, right? There's so many bad delivery companies out there. Do you know what? Some of them don't deliver. It's more like fly tipping, man. I'm sure some of these delivery companies need to brush up on the terms they use, Jem.
Yeah.
A safe place refers to somewhere out of sight, sheltered from the elements, Jem. It doesn't mean sling it into the nearest flower bed,
Oh,
does it? I
God.
mean, what I'm saying is, Jem,
Yeah.
they always say it's going to be any time between 9 and 6 p.m. So that's an entire day, Gemma. And what's annoying about that is, as soon as you go for a poo,
Yeah.
they're there.
Yeah.
They're waiting outside. Can I tell you the other thing I want to say, Gemma?
Go on.
The other thing I want to say.
Yeah.
I've got some other coping mechanisms
And
here.
remember, I've got my instrument.
Oh, what's your instrument? Is
Um,
this for the wall of positivity?
Yes, for the
Right.
wall of
Well, let's just
positivity.
do that. I've just got one more thing.
Go on.
I've got 2 more things, actually.
What, that you're angry about?
Yeah, I am angry. I'm angry about this, right? And I've experienced this.
Go on.
I think there's too much stigma about a man walking on his own in a park. People,
I know what you're going to say.
people get suspicious of it. It's unacceptable, right?
Is it this because of that group of lads?
Yeah, I was out walking. I was
Right.
at a gig, and I'll tell this story for these lovely people here, right?
Yeah.
I was out walking, and I went to this park. I'd never been before, and I thought, I'm going to have a walk round. It's a lovely park. It's a lovely day. And I walked round. I was just in my normal clothes, Jem. I walked round, and I passed a group of youngsters, must have been 16, 17, smoking weed on a bench, and I sort of tipped my cap to them. Morning, gentlemen. What a lovely fine day this is. And I sort of carried on walking, and I walked around this park. It was a beautiful day, Jem.
Yeah.
The problem is, I got to the other end, and I'd never been before, and I thought, well, that was only 25 minutes. I'm going to do it again. It's a free country. I'm going to walk round again. So I walked round again, Gemma.
That was your mistake.
This was a mistake, because I passed these people on the bench again, the young lads, and as I got down to the bottom bit,
Yeah.
what I could hear footsteps behind me, and he came up to me and he went, good afternoon, officer. So what do you mean, good afternoon, officer? He says, we know what you're doing, mate. You're undercover. I was like, firstly, mate, how low level do you think the police is if I'm walking around a park in Preston?
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
God.
Holding a sandwich box and a litre of lemonade. Do you know what I mean? I'm not undercover. It's not, do you know what I mean? It's not the New York NYPD here, right? And then he says, do you know what he said to me, Jem? He went, what you doing then? And I went, I'm just out for a walk. Do you know what he said, Jem? Who does that, Jem?
Yeah.
Are you some sort of pervert? I was like, I was the police a minute ago, mate. I was the police. And he went, it's not right, that, mate. It's not right.
Yeah, it's not right to go for a
I'm
walk.
not, it's not normal. He said, it's not normal, Jem. For a man to be on his own walking around, you're some sort of pervert. He says, I'm going to call the police. I said, I was the police a minute ago. So the moral of that story is, Jem,
Yeah.
if I'd have been in Lycra,
Yeah.
like the government said,
Yeah.
I'd have got away with it.
You would.
If I'd have had a dog, even if I didn't have a dog lead, Jem. Just a dog lead going, have you seen him, mate? Have you seen him? It'd have been lovely. Do you know what, ironically, Jem,
Go on.
if I'd have been holding hands with a child,
Yeah.
he would have let me go.
Yeah.
Because it'd have just looked like a dad. So what I'm saying to you is, there's a stigma involved, and we need to move on from that. Men, grown men,
Are allowed to walk on
In-
their own.
even not perverts. That's the problem. We get lumped in with these people.
Oh dear.
Final thing I was going to say.
Right, final bit of anger.
Final bit of anger
Right,
management,
go out with a
actually.
bang then, love. Come
No,
on.
not anger. Final bit of anger management,
Oh
right?
yes.
Scream therapy.
What?
That's a new thing now. We're
What?
allowed to screaming releases
Oh.
endorphins. A lot of people scream into the pillow. A lot
Yeah,
of people.
yeah, somebody said that on your feed. that
Yeah,
they
I
just-
come in here. This is soundproofed. I come in here for a scream at least 3 times a day. I know Gemma comes in here. I said going down the garden for a scream.
Oh,
You know,
God.
there's been an initiative in Iceland, Gemma.
Yeah.
You can record your scream
Yeah.
in this country as
Yeah.
an MP3, and they will play it in an isolated space in Iceland for you.
Seriously?
Seriously, you can pick where you go.
What?
The problem is how do you record a scream in this country without next door thinking you've murdered someone? That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And do you know what? So what I'm saying is, Jem,
Go on.
is imagine you've gone to Iceland on a trip.
Yeah.
You're doing some walking, you've got your ice axe out, and all you can hear is people screaming from England. Just
Oh.
screaming, "Ah! She's left me! She's left me!" I thought this was a peaceful country, Jürgen. I don't know why it'd be Jürgen, but Germany's quite close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it could catch on over here, Jem, in England.
What, screaming?
Let me explain, right?
Right, go on.
You could pick a scream to be played at the top of a mountain in Lake District,
Yeah.
or in a forest in Wales, or in IKEA on a Sunday, just as you get,
I definitely feel like screaming in my ear.
Or do you know the best one?
Go on.
Save it for Christmas for your daughter's school nativity, and as Jem, as it creeps into the second hour,
Yeah. Yeah.
scream. Everyone just play them. Absolutely wonderful.
Oh, God.
Shall we, darling? Fine.
Yes.
Shall we do?
Wall of positivity?
Paul was busy, and then I've got a very quick
What did you
quarrel.
say? The wall of positivity?
Positivity.
Well-
It's been quite good tonight, hasn't it?
It's been lovely. But I have to say
Dentist. Someone says dentists.
that dentist.
I
That,
don't-
you're behind there, love.
I'm a dad
Yeah, you're
behind.
behind.
No.
Now, I thought, because I normally play the clarinet,
Yeah.
what I sometimes feel angry about is that percussion gets forgotten.
Percussion gets forgotten.
Right, so we've had the guitar, we've got the piano, we've got the clarinet, but
Yeah.
really it's the folks on percussion that get forgotten.
Well, you know, it was
So
always the last triangle was always the
Well-
last instrument at
well,
school.
we're putting that right tonight.
Do you know what the instrument
Go
below
on.
triangle that I used to get?
Go on.
This is how bleak my
It's funny
existence
you
was.
should mention that.
No, I wanted the drum,
Yeah.
They went, you can have, and I went, you panic. I went, I'll have the glockenspiel. Some kid snapped that. Yeah, I want that. Shh, 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 shh. Some kid grabbed that. Scott, you can have the I'm going for the triangle. Some kid's got that. Some snotty kid. What are you left with? Don't worry, Scott. I've got you an instrument. What is it, Mrs. Hepworth? What have you got me? Get your fingers. And off you go. It's the best instrument.
You've always got your fingers.
Ideally. Unless you lose them. But she said, it's the best instrument, that. Your own percussion, your own body.
Yeah.
Piss off, it's shit.
I know.
I'm getting drowned out here by...
You got proper.
I'm getting drowned out by Animal from the Muppets next to me here. Oh, right, so is this happy? Is this...
Well, that was just a little tinkle on that one.
Why have we got plums up in the background?
Because a neighbour gave us some plums.
I think it's...
And I think that's positive.
I think
very
it's
nice.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
Gemma trying to tell me something.
Right, I'm considering...
Secretly.
Hang on. Oh, which way?
Wrong way round, mate. Oh,
No, right, this is for Pete Beaumont, because it's
Beaumont.
his birthday.
happy birthday, Pete. Look at him drinking a lovely cup of tea there. Happy birthday to you.
Right, hang on, stop there. This is another one for Pete Beaumont.
Go on then.
He's getting all the percussion tonight.
Go
Are
on,
you
Pete
ready?
Bowman.
This is the... Can you... Xylophone. Hang on. Xylophone. And the last one
The last one.
is the... Right, so are we
She's
ready?
like Bez from the Happy Mondays.
Right, you're singing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pete Beaumont. Happy birthday. Don't swallow it. End up in A&E. You'll be blowing it out your ass.
So happy birthday, Pete Beaumont.
What's with that?
It's percussion.
What's that called? That one.
Giro?
Giro.
Giro?
That's what Greeks have with chicken, isn't it? Can I just give one quarantine quarrel?
Is this about us?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Gemma
then.
accused me the other day
What?
of being a 1950s husband.
Yes.
This
you
was in the
are.
angry. She said to me, "I don't."
This makes me angry.
Go on, explain it.
Right, because frankly, I get sick of cooking sometimes.
She does, and I don't. You make me out to sound like I'm a chauvinist.
No,
I
no,
do
you're
cook.
not ashamed. Yeah, you do cook sometimes.
But at certain times, she's
No,
got to learn for
yeah.
herself. I've got all night and shit. Come on, bloody hell, love. Short
It
it
feels like it, but through lockdown, you just feel like you're constantly in the kitchen cooking. And anyway, it's because the kids are always hungry as well. And I just said, let's have soup for tea.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not a tea, is it?
It's food.
It's a lunch. She gets on at me.
It was like, if it hadn't got meat and 2 veg, you're a 1950s husband.
Just because I was wearing a monocle. Stood by the fireplace going, come on children, give Papa a kiss.
food.
I'm like the dad from Mary Poppins, Jem. my pipe and tray at 6 p.m. a pipe. I don't know how that is. What's it go, Gemma? My pipe and I don't know what's it. Come on, Gemma, help me out.
What are you
My
doing?
pipe and when he comes home and everything.
Oh,
my pipe
I
and
can't remember
something
that.
in this place for
Yes.
the
Oh,
my
dear.
play and I can't think. You know what I mean. So what I was going to say. Okay. Gemma, right, she says I'm that. I want to say one thing about Gemma,
Go on.
quickly.
Go on.
She does a back scratch against the wall,
Yeah.
at least 2 ice a day, and it's like living with a cat on a scratch post. She'll come in, she'll be like that, she'll be like this, she'll be like talking to me. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's up? She'll be like, stop, can't get that bit on my back. Just using the dimmer switch.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the dimmer switch. Right in there, just a dimmer switch. It's like watching Beyonce warming up.
Oh,
And do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to do, Jem? I'm going to
Yeah.
put sandpaper on the walls. I'm going to do our whole room with sandpaper, Jem.
Yeah.
And then you can use it as a scratch post.
Yeah.
Just up against it like that. Honestly, she's one of these gourmet cats. That's what
Oh,
Gemma is.
God. Oh.
Anyway, that's my little thing. But I haven't got much to moan about, have I?
No,
We haven't
none of
got
us
much to
have,
moan
have we?
about, really. have
We're
we?
all right, aren't we, really?
We're doing all right, aren't we? So I've done a show about anger, and I'm actually quite chilled out. Not really. I think what it is, Gemma. I
Yes.
think what it is
Yeah.
I did have hypnotherapy once, didn't I?
Yes.
I had hypnotherapy, and I think hypnotherapy is incredible. I know someone. You don't know this, Gemma.
Go on.
He and met. They've been married. He's a hypnotist.
Yeah.
They've been married 30 years. 30 years they've been
30
married.
years,
Yeah.
nice.
He's just hoping she don't wake up. But that's a proper gag, that, isn't it?
Oh,
They're just
God.
not allowed to clap whenever you're around them. is acupuncture. I've had that as well. That's another coping mechanism.
Right.
I would say the problem is, Gemma, I had it.
Yeah.
I felt very chilled out. I felt very zen-like.
Yes.
The problem was it was 30 quid a session. And as soon as he told me that, it undid all that work. Do you know what I mean? Every time a needle went in,
God.
Gem, all I could think was, that's a quid. That's a quid. Can you just
God.
use one, mate, and pass it around?
Just the same needle,
Same
just
needle,
stabbing you all
just
over.
stab it all the way around, mate. Like, hit me with a wire brush or something.
Yeah.
Gemma, we've reached the end of the show,
Woo!
which means we've got to ring my mum and dad.
Oh, now let's hope.
Let's hope they remembered it's a Wednesday.
Well, they will have done because your mum was a bit worried because it's a day early.
It's a day early.
It's
We've
a
got.
day early.
I mean, we've got nothing to do on any day, but it's a day early. What happens if things have changed? What happens if the calendar's changed? No, they've gone. What happens?
Right.
Have we had a smooth night?
It's
People
been
been
great,
fine?
yeah.
Oh God,
Hey.
it's hard work, isn't it? It's hard work.
It's all right, love. Right,
Oh.
let's see how we get on now.
Let's see how we
Let's
get
give them
on.
a call.
Yeah,
Here we are, patching you through.
patching you through.
Oh, it is warm.
It's very well.
I wonder what we've got for us tonight. Oh,
Patching.
God, I've forgotten.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I'm running sick. Did you get the message?
They've rung in sick. I don't believe
Oh,
it.
God.
I'm running sick.
No
Come
way,
on.
you're not allowed.
Do this on the Thursday.
Yes, no, we're doing it a day early, so you can have tomorrow off to go and do UFC.
Oh.
She does a cage fighting on a Thursday now, Mum. Cage fighting with the weights on her arms.
I'll put you on to Dad.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, Royston.
Good evening to you.
How are you
Oh.
doing? How are you doing?
Your German friend.
How are you? He's gone. He has. He was very angry.
Yes.
How has the show been, Dad?
Well, we're there like that, mate.
Have you enjoyed the show, Dad? Has it been okay?
It's been fine.
It's been fine, yeah.
Fine.
Just
Good,
fine.
Good.
Well, Dad,
What makes you angry?
what makes you angry, Roy?
Aye.
Been rung up by your son.
I've just been talking to your mother about that.
Go
Yeah.
on.
What makes me angry is when you stood behind somebody at a cash machine,
Yeah.
and it's usually it's raining as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people, they get a printout,
Oh.
then they'll look at the printout,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then put the card in again,
Yeah.
money out.
Yes.
Why do that? Why can't you just put your card in,
Yeah.
look at the balance on the screen,
Yeah.
and then get your money out
You're
without
right.
getting a piece of paper out that tells you what you've got in?
You're absolutely right, Roy.
What you've got.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with you, Dad. I agree with
For
you.
social distancing, what I tried to do is look over the shoulders,
Yeah.
see what PIN number they were putting in, and then hope they drop the card somewhere that's walking away.
So what it was, Dad, is it's
In and
theft.
out.
It's a little. Well, I know what you mean. There's a lot of cash. Everyone's mentioned cash machines. I think I've mentioned it before. Why do you want to check your balance? Why do you need a confidence hit like that? We know how poor we are. Stop reminding
Well,
us.
that's true.
And not only do they remind us, they remind you in a queue with a load of other people.
Yes.
Exactly.
But yes, Dad,
Exactly.
I don't know. I thought you might want to do a pump number tonight or something.
Well, we're not doing a phone number.
What are you doing?
What we're doing is because we're forecasting another heat wave on Friday.
Oh,
Yes.
very good.
You see, we've slipped this in here now.
Topical.
We're going to do
Topical.
Yeah.
In the Time by Mungo Jerry.
Yes.
But it's a bit difficult.
Oh, man.
Come
Don't
on.
worry, love. Give
Come
it
on,
your best
I'm going to
shot.
say this is the song you need to chill out. Do you know what to say, Dad? In this song, have a drink and a drive. Can you believe that?
Exactly.
Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love, Dad? Is it reminds me when I was very young, and you would take me to a beer garden, and you and my mum would say, get him a little lager, My mum would be like, no, he's only 12. You'd be like, it's all right, he's outside, get him a lager. And then my mum would be like, Roy, he's driving us home. I always remember that. So, Dad, let's have a bit of In the Summertime.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Here we go.
Summertime, when the weather is fine, you can get tied up and start to shine. When the weather is fine, you go winning on your mind.
Oh, I love it.
All men,
Have a drink, have a time, go out and see what you can find.
don't do that, it's illegal.
If a daddy's rich, there's a lot of thrill. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Leave 'em along the lane. We were done on a done and 25. When the sun goes down, it'll make you good and you're alive. Sing along with us, da 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 da, da 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 da. Driving on my feet, we'll settle down. If you didn't keep me down, bring your friends and we'll all go in the town. In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stay tied up and good to start. When the weather's fine, you go in on the mountain. All the dreams down the drive, so I see what you survive. If I got it quick, take a love for a thrill. If I got it more, just do what you feel. Take along the lane, you will turn on the sun and try to die. When the sun goes down, you can make it really good and never die. We're not bad people, we're not dirty, we're not mean, we love everybody. We do as we please when the weather's high. We're fishing all the swimming in the sea. But always happy, like the living in the philosophy.
Well done, you two. You did it.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
I love it.
We provided some percussion down here on Junction 25.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yes.
Yes.
That was fantastic, Dad.
I love
And Mum,
that one.
of course.
Yay.
Well done, both of you. I hope you're feeling chilled out. Do you want to say goodbye to everyone? Thank you for joining us again.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Good night. Love you. Thursday next week. Thursday next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yay. Love you.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
love you. Oh, I forgot to turn her off.
Yeah, so
Yay.
we love you. Put the phone down. You first. Put the phone down. That was Mags and Roy,
That
everyone.
was so nice.
People might not realise, Jim, they close the show every week. My mum and dad, up there in
I so
Yorkshire.
love them.
My mum sat on a little stool. My dad sat next to her, sat by the fire. What do they do? Sit by the fire. And they just play songs.
Oh,
They do that all day. We just
so
catch them.
good.
Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday evening.
Woo.
Oh, this is a nice chilled out vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday evening. If you did enjoy the show, you know what to do if you want to. I mean, we've been doing it 20 weeks now. You know the drill. If you want to drop us a donation down here to my PayPal, that's fantastic. If not, just share the show, Gemma. That's as much. Share. Big thanks to Interlude, as always, for sponsoring us. We love you guys. We love everyone. We love our lovely Shedshaudians, our cult. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten, Gemma.
What?
They might not think it, but we're going to have a cult. And at some point, I'm coming round, and I'm going to, all of you, you're going to have to leave your lives, Gem. You're going to have to leave their lives. You're going to have to come join me in your dressing gown. So you might think it's a bit of fun now, but think about that. You'll never see your families again. What a lovely show. We'll see you next week. It's going to be Thursday next week, Gemma.
Yeah, that's Thursday.
And I don't know what should we do as a topic next week. I was thinking, what about food or something? Food and drink, maybe. That might be a great topic. Yeah, why not? Why not give me more stress than things to write about? You've been genuinely thanks to all those who contributed. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. I am at Just the Tonic tomorrow night. Literally. I'm going to be at Just the Tonic with Ed Byrne and Russell Howard. Join it online. It's only like a £5. Incredible. Come and see me do what I used to do before I locked myself in my shed with my beautiful wife. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you for listening. We love you. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.
You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on.